This is like so satisfying. This part is so smooth. Wow. Wow. What's up, you guys? It's me, Cyd. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. Happy Monday and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys all had an amazing weekend. I'm actually kind of curious to know what you guys did for the weekend. Comment down below, and if you would like to share what you did over the weekend, please let me know. Me and Osmond just chilled. We went to a friend's birthday party and then nothing, we just hung out. I didn't do much this weekend, actually, now that I think of it. Today's video is going to be a self-development video. I'm going to be doing a get ready with me and talking with you guys about toxic relationships. I mentioned in last Monday's video that I wanted to start doing self-development on my channel, and I kind of don't like the format that I did last week, which was me kind of just like talking to you like a teacher. I want this to be more of me just kind of sharing my journey, my self-development journey with you guys, in the hopes that it can also help you on yours. So this is going to be a more casual get ready with me style. I know you guys really like that on my channel, and I like doing that too. Like, it gives me a reason to put on really pretty makeup, look bomb, and talk to you guys so we can be some peaceful ass bitches. I'm also going to be making an effort to dedicate Mondays to self-development. So I'm going to be uploading videos like this every single Monday for you guys to watch and look forward to. I think it's better to start the week off with a little bit of inspiration and happiness. So that's why we're going to be uploading every single Monday. I was definitely inspired by my friends. Amy has AM with Amy on Mondays. If you haven't seen her channel, she also does self-development videos that are top notch. And then another friend of mine, Bailey, has Murder Mystery Mondays or Murder Makeup Mondays. I'm not for sure what the title of it is, but she basically does her makeup while she tells you guys about a murder mystery or something that happened, and it is fascinating. Like, I love those videos from Bailey. So I will link both of those series down below if you're interested in checking them out. And I'm thinking of calling mine Makeup and Meditate Mondays. Monday Makeup Meditate. I don't know, I'm still working on the title of this, but for sure we're gonna do Mondays. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and join the family. Okay, you guys, I feel like I talked a lot in this intro. I apologize. If you would like to get ready with me and talk more about toxic relationships, then just keep on watching. I feel like I'm super vibrant today, but yes. My shirt's vibrant, this water bottle is vibrant. I really wanna do like a vibrant, bright pink eye look. That's just what I'm feeling right now. And I also just got this Fenty Beauty lipstick that's this pinkish color, and I don't know. I'm about to be like bright. That's what I feel like I want to do today. Okay, so we're going to be talking about toxic relationships, and I feel like I'm going to start with talking about toxic relationships with yourself, because I feel like that's one that we for sure can't avoid. I don't know anyone or know of anyone who has like a 100% healthy relationship with themselves, especially not like around my age. And I don't believe it's even normal that we would, because we've been trained and conditioned for so long not to. So it's almost like if you have a healthy relationship with yourself in spite of everything you've been learned, right? Is that the right way to say it? If you have a healthy relationship with yourself in spite of everything you've been taught up to this point, then that's kind of miraculous, because it's very easy to fall into self-hate and just toxic behaviors for talking to yourself and being yourself, essentially. I definitely have / had a really toxic relationship with myself. I do notice that it's getting a lot better. I definitely have more compassion for myself and more love for myself than even like last year. I've noticed about myself, I tend to hold a lot of guilt when it comes to like everything. I feel like I just feel bad all the time. I just feel everything. Like I have a lot of empathy for everything. And for a long time, I was holding that and kind of punishing myself sometimes, like for stuff that's really not even that big of a deal. Worrying that I offended someone, or canceling plans because I felt tired or I just didn't want to go anymore. Like stuff that honestly doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of life, it doesn't matter. But I would still hold a lot of guilt about things and like punish myself internally and just kind of sit and sulk in my guilt. I also recognized that I had a really unhealthy relationship with myself when it came to work and like being online. On days that I like didn't do anything, or I would just kind of like hang out and watch TV all day, I would feel so guilty, like an insane amount of guilt, like probably as guilty as you should feel if you killed someone or something. Like I would just feel really bad and feel like I wasn't living up to my potential, or I was being worthless or lazy or whatever. I didn't let myself have a break. And then on days when I did work and I did post, I would be beating myself up about the engagement and the numbers and how many people are watching, and how come this video didn't do as well as this one, or how come I'm losing followers, or how come this photo didn't get as many likes as this photo, and what, like driving myself insane, constantly checking and like comparing myself to other people and just trying to find ways to engage people and get more views, and honestly just constantly looking for outside validation for what I was doing. And it made me kind of hate making videos, and it made me hate being on social media. But since developing better habits for talking to myself and treating myself, I definitely noticed that it doesn't affect me as much. Like, seeing my numbers now compared to what they used to be would devastate me. Like, it used to make me really sad, but now I feel just so happy and compassionate about what I'm doing, and I feel so inspired to make videos again that it doesn't bother me anymore. Like, I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. It's because I've been meditating and practicing self-compassion and love, and practicing grounding myself every single day to remind me who I am and what I want, that I don't get affected by external validation anymore, if that makes sense. So before meditating, I didn't really have anything I didn't practice anything that was kind of helping me find the validation inside of me. I was constantly just looking for it outside. And I think a lot of us do that with social media. Like, it's literally made all of us addicted to the validation that people give us through likes and comments and views and whatever. Recently though, I've just been focused on kind of maintaining my emotional state right now, because I've just been so happy. Like, it's so weird. I know it's because I've been meditating and cultivating those emotions from inside of me. And right now my focus really is just learning how to maintain that in a healthy way. But I'm very, very grateful for the emotional state that I've been in lately. And so many of you have said that you've noticed a difference, or just noticed that I'm happier, because I literally am just so happy. I could cry almost thinking about how much meditating and finding that practice has helped me stay grounded and focused in what I want for myself and for my life. It's changed my relationship with myself a lot, like a lot. I'm definitely still hard on myself in a lot of ways, but I think I'm much more aware of when I'm doing it, so I can fix it, as opposed to before I was just kind of just going. Like, I was just on autopilot, basically just being hella rude to myself. I started reading The Mastery of Love by Don Ruiz. I think it's Don Ruiz. I'll put the name down below so you guys can find it. But it is such a good book about how we've been conditioned to not see from love, and how we've been conditioned basically to hate ourselves and to see the world as a bad place, and all of these things. And it's true. Like, the more that I learn about myself and get in touch with myself and start to love myself, the more I can see things more clearly. And that also scares me, because the more that I am aware of the way that I talk to myself and I treat myself, I become aware of the way other people treat themselves and others and me. I hope that makes sense. Like, before I wasn't completely aware of, like, I would go somewhere and I would just start feeling really bad or down about myself, and I couldn't fully pinpoint why. And now when I go out to like parties or events or something, I still feel like emotional energies being like drained out of me, and I don't know from where. Like, I definitely need to get better at like protecting my energy. I can see and notice that it's not me anymore. Like, I know it's not me who's feeling those emotions. I can see it in other people, and I'm kind of just absorbing it, because I absorb energies and I don't know why. Like, I hate it so much. I have found myself not wanting to be around anyone because I'm afraid of their emotional energies affecting me. And that might sound selfish or seem selfish. It does. It feels selfish to me to think that way, but I can't be of service to anyone if I'm being affected in a negative way. And because I've been so happy and working so hard on myself, I'm not willing to risk it for what other people are feeling. People who love me and support me will understand that and see that it's not personal at all. But there are people who want to take advantage of kind-hearted people and happy spirits. When you have a nice, happy aura and energy, people are naturally gravitated towards that. Even people who don't have that same aura or even intentions on contributing to that, they just kind of want to take it for themselves and like drain you. And honestly, most of the time they're not even aware of the fact that they're draining. Like, you know, sometimes you have conversations with people or you hang out with people and then afterward you just feel tired. Like, you didn't even do anything, you just physically need a nap. That's usually a big indicator of someone like sucking all of your energy out of you. One thing I really am working on is learning how to better recognize when people are draining me and protecting myself from it, because I have no idea. I'm like terrible at that. I feel like I'm just such a kind-hearted person naturally. I just want to help people. Like, if I see someone who's obviously like in a bad mental state, my first instinct is to go and try and help them and like talk to them and see if I can in some way make it better. And that's just because when I'm in those emotional states, I know what it feels like. So I want to be able to you know, help people in that way. But I've got to learn that, like, some people don't want your help. They don't want your help, Cydnee. Like, stop. Why are you trying to help everyone? Like, help yourself. And again, that sounds really selfish, but like, how can you help anyone really if you yourself are so fragile and emotionally sensitive? So that's something I really want to work on, is protecting my own energy and protecting my happiness right now, because I've just been very, very good and very happy, and I know it's because I'm working on it a lot. Like, I actively am making the decision to be happy and feel happy and see the good in things and see love in things every day. I need to be better at protecting my energy from people who aren't there yet or don't know that yet. I have to trust that everyone is responsible for themselves. Like, everyone is built with the exact same capabilities that I have to recognize these things for themselves and make changes for themselves. Like, it's not on me or anyone else to make decisions for other people to help them be happier. That's not my responsibility. That's not my job. You are only responsible for your feelings. Of course, that doesn't mean go start being an a-hole to everyone, but it also means that you don't have to take on the burden of other people's emotions. And that's something that I'm certainly still learning. I'm still learning. What do you guys think about this eyeshadow look? I actually don't hate it. It's actually kind of cute. Problem is, it glitters all over my face now. Damn it. And honestly, it's scary. Like, I have just been feeling very, like, I don't want to say scared, but super eye-opening to get right with yourself and get better with how you feel about yourself, and then to see how, like, messed up everyone else still is. Like, by no means do I feel like I'm perfect or that I have everything figured out, because I don't. I'm probably going to still be figuring myself out basically my whole life. But the more that I'm aware of the things that I do wrong to me, the more you become aware of everything that everyone is like. It's just, I don't know. It's weird to explain, but in the book Mastery of Love, Don Ruiz describes it as finally waking up and being like the only sober one at a party. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever gone to a party where you're the only one who's sober, but you just kind of see, like, you see how the way people are acting, you're like, wait, what the like, you notice things that you wouldn't notice because usually you're drunk with them, so you don't see, like, you're not aware of how ridiculous people are actually being. But once you wake up to the negative things that you have inside of you and you're trying to get those out, you can more clearly see what other people have in them too. And it's terrifying. It's a little scary. I don't know. I would try my best not to look at it from an aspect of being scary, but I think it's just kind of changing everything that you thought you knew about people and about yourself. It's a little scary. Like, at first it's not comfortable. It's definitely not comfortable to, almost like an invasion of privacy. Like, you feel like you're seeing things that you don't want to see, you don't want to know or be a part of, but it's just the way of life. Okay, I don't know how I honestly feel about this eyeshadow look, but we're gonna keep going. We're already here. We're gonna keep going. Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna put on lashes and liner. I'm not gonna try and talk through that because I really don't feel like that's gonna work, and I'll be right back. Okay, now we can move on to face makeup. In my last video that I posted last Monday on how to stop being negative, if you haven't seen it yet, I definitely encourage you to go watch it, because it's about investigating what negative feelings that you have, like, harboring inside of you, which is a part of developing a healthy relationship with yourself. You have to be able to know exactly what emotions you're feeling and what emotions you're emitting and why. So that's step number one. I highly, highly encourage that to be the first part in investigating toxic relationships, because if you don't know what's going on in yourself, then it's really easy to point the finger at everyone else and blame everything outside of you for, you know, what you have going on inside of you, when that's not always the case. Like, yes, sometimes there are toxic people in your life that you should be aware of and, you know, remove, but a lot of us are toxic to ourselves and we don't even realize that we're doing it. Like, we're stopping ourselves from getting what we want out of life and just feeling happier, and we don't realize it. Like, we're not taking the time to just sit and realize, like, why do I feel bad? What's going on? Like, what is this? Meditating has definitely helped me out a lot with that, and it's made me realize some of the dynamics in my relationships with people that I'm close with and how I'm affecting them and how they might be affecting me. I feel like I've also learned a lot about just toxic people in general and their effect that they have on everyone, and they don't even realize it, which is the worst. Like, the scariest part is they don't realize that they are toxic. I just use the Dior, what is this? Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. It's very, like, lightweight, but also full in coverage. I like this a lot. I like her. Hey, hello. But yeah, the scariest part with dealing with toxic people is they don't even realize they're toxic. That sometimes is hard because it's masked behind a lot of sincere words and actions, but none of it actually leaves you feeling better. Like, it always feels very draining and tiring being around people like that. But it's super liberating to be aware of it and to understand it and to start removing those people from your life. Like slowly, one by one, just plucking them away. Get the hell out of here, bro. Sometimes it's sad because it might be people that you didn't realize, like your closest friend, your oldest friends, or your boyfriend or your husband that you love so much. But in the end, you'll definitely feel better just having that energy released out of your life. You just feel lighter, like, oh, and you didn't realize that it was just weighing you down for so long. I think it's the hardest to recognize in family. For me, at least, it's really hard to recognize in family because it's your family, right? Like, it's your family. And I love my family. Like, I'm really close to my mom and my dad and my sisters. I also have to take a step back and look at all of my family members as people. And the way that I like to think of this is, if we weren't related, would we be friends? Like, if we weren't related, is this someone that I would want in my life? And if the answer is no, I'm not saying you've got to like completely cut them out, but you definitely need to be more mindful of distancing yourself from that because it's draining you and you're doing a disservice to yourself by just keeping that toxic, negative energy in your life just because you're related to it. Like, even if you are related to someone, but you feel like they're dragging you down, like, one, you can communicate that. Like, be open and honest and communicate it and say it. And hopefully they're receptive to it. But if not, then it honestly makes it a little bit easier to just worry about yourself and grow in yourself because that's all you can do. Living in LA and being online, I found it was the hardest in the people that I met here because, one, everyone that you meet here, well, everyone that I met here, I was like a fan of before I came here. So you have this perception of people online. Like, I'm sure everyone has a perception of who they think I am from watching this video, but you don't actually know me, like know me. I try to be as honest and authentic as I can in my videos, but you still won't know me unless you actually know me. So before I came to LA, a lot of the people that I know or met now, I was fans of before I moved here. So I had a perception of them that I thought I knew, like, I love you. Like, I watch all your videos where you're my friend. And when you actually meet them in real life, you find that it's not always the case. It's not true. And I'm not saying that that's a good or a bad thing, but for me, it was really hard to feel so connected to people and then meet them and feel this such a disconnect. Like who are you? What? I've been watching you for years. How do I not? Why is this so like strange? And I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. I'm just recognizing that as a disconnect now, just as people. Like, I didn't know you. I don't know you as a person, so I can't hold that against you. And before, I would just get really sad. Like, I just felt super sad about the fact that, the people who I watched online weren't who I thought they were. And now I just see it as people are who they are. And people are constantly changing and evolving, and just because someone seems the way that they are online doesn't mean that's who they are in real life, and that's okay. Like, that's fine too. Ooh, this concealer is amazing! This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Caramel. Oh, she looks good, girl. But yes, the more that I become comfortable with myself and who I am, the more I also become comfortable with who other people are. Like, you definitely recognize toxic behaviors in people, which I mentioned before is kind of scary, but you also recognize the fact that everyone is just doing the best they can with what they have. Most of the time, no one is trying to be, vindictive or mean towards you. They're just doing what they can for themselves. And that's also a very liberating way to look at things. Like, it makes me feel good to know that, like, even if I don't like someone or I don't agree with, their stance in life, I still respect them as a person from their experiences. That's what's created who they are as a person. And I respect that. And I love it in a sense. Like, I just feel very like people are who they are. My real mission now is just to talk about this stuff more and spread more awareness, at least to the people that are watching me, because I feel like it's something that can benefit everyone. Like, knowing yourself better and being aware of your emotions. Oh, what, girl? I didn't do this the whole time. Knowing yourself better and being more aware of your emotions can only benefit you in a bunch of different ways. It's also okay if you're not at that point in your life yet where you're ready to learn more about yourself. Like, no judgments to that either. Like, everyone does things at their own pace and everyone learns about themselves in their own time. And I've really just learned to see people for who they are. That's who you are, and that's all good. Either we can continue to be friends and have a relationship, or you gotta get the hell away from me because I can't. But either way, and it all starts with you. It all starts inside of you. I hope that makes sense. I hope I don't just sound crazy, but maybe I am crazy. And that's fine too, shit. But I know that I have been really happy. Like, I've been happier than I've been in a long time, and I feel like I'm better able to see things for what they are now and truly accept things for what they are rather than lying to myself about it. Like, sure, there's still things that I'm lying to myself about. Like, obviously I'm going to keep investigating myself and keep learning about myself for my whole life. Definitely have learned some of the things that I am lying to myself about, and I'm better able to see other people for what they're lying to me about or to themselves about. And it just helps me to navigate my relationships better and grow healthier relationships with everyone in my life. Wow, girl. Ooh, this makeup is so cute. What? This concealer is so beautiful. Why have I not used this before? Why is no one talking about this? This is everything. When it comes to toxic love relationships, I think this one is the most difficult, because when your feelings are heavily invested in something or someone, I should say something. What are you, dating a dog? I don't know. If your feelings are heavily invested in something, it's a lot harder to see things for what they are. And that's when you really, really need to make sure that you're straight with you. Like, me and Osman have conversations like this all the time where we talk about the fact that you both need to be happy with yourselves. Like, you both need to be stable, happy individuals regardless of one another's presence, in order for the relationship to really be healthy and strive. Like, too many people are putting too much of their happiness on their partner, or relying too much on their partner to give them the happy feelings that you should have on your own. And it creates a lot of strain in a relationship. Like, it creates a lot of resentment. It creates a lot of tension. It creates a lot of problems that you don't need. Like, your partner should be there for you as a pillar of support, obviously, but you have to keep in mind that they're their own person going through their own shit, and they have a right to feel all their feelings also. Like, you can't just put all of your expectations for happiness on someone else. So a lot of times, if I'm feeling negative or bad for whatever reason, I'll dismiss myself. Like, I'll be like, I'm gonna go upstairs and just be by myself because I don't want to affect you with this energy. And he does the same thing, and we'll call each other out on it too. Like, I'll tell him, like, you're being really negative right now. Like, I don't want to be around you. And instead of taking offense to that, we become aware of what we're feeling, and then we can go about our ways to fix it. Or we can become aware of it and then work together to uplift each other. But it should never feel like one person is just trying their best to make the other person happy. There should never be an expectation of that from your loved one. Okay, I cannot talk while I put this liner on. Hold. You should never stop working on yourself and doing whatever it takes to make yourself happy in your relationship. And if you're with the right person, they're never gonna hold that against you. Like, they're always going to also be in support of whatever makes you happy. If you feel like your partner is holding you back from things, then that's not healthy. That's a sign that it might be a little toxic in there. Or if you feel like you're holding your partner back from things, and you really need to take time to investigate why. Like, what is it? What are you afraid of in allowing your partner to do things that make them happy? Now, I don't mean like criminal things like killing people or like cheating even. Like, if what your partner is doing feels disrespectful to you in any way, then you need to communicate that to them. If you're with someone and you feel that they're trying to control you, you need to be verbal about what it is. Like, what is the disconnect here? What are you afraid of? You can't actually be free to feel happiness if you're not allowed to. Like, that's the craziest thing to me. Like, how is someone gonna tell you what you're allowed to do? I believe in being respectful to your partner's needs, but they shouldn't be able to tell you what you're allowed to do. This eye always waters and makes me upset. Why? Whatever, we're almost done. My face makeup looks spectacular. But of course, no relationship is perfect, and it takes both people to be aware of, some of the issues that you have going on. It takes communication and understanding, and the desire to want to change and to want your partner to be happy and to want to be happy yourself. If you don't feel free to be who you are in your relationship, then it might be a little toxic, sis. Like, your partner shouldn't make you feel like you have to be anyone you're not, do anything you don't want to do. Like, and a lot of people are unaware of this because they don't have loving relationships with themselves, so they can't see what a loving relationship is with their partner. I feel like my makeup is coming out so beautiful. Yes, in my last video, I talked about the meditations that I love to do to cultivate love, and I think that's the most important thing, is to find love in yourself. Like, do more self-love practices. Do things that feel good and make you happy every single day. Because by doing those things, you're only going to be able to give that love out to other people. Be selfish with your time. Be selfish with what makes you happy. Because you can't give to anyone else unless you first have it yourself. In my previous relationships, I definitely sacrificed a lot of my happiness for what I thought was the betterment of the relationship. Like, what does that even mean? You should never have to sacrifice your happiness for the betterment of someone else. I mean, I guess your children, but even then at some point you still have to be able to feed yourself to be able to feed other people. Like, you can't give what you don't have. I feel like all of my makeup looks kind of end with me just with a lot of glitter on my face, but I love glitter. I don't hate it. I kind of hate it on my face, but I mean, there's worse things that could be on my face. I'm still in the phase of recognizing what relationships are good for me and what relationships aren't good for me, and also how to protect my energy so I'm not absorbing other people's negative emotions. That's very much where I am right now, and just kind of seeing things for what they are. And it is a little scary, but it also is super freeing and liberating, and I just want to continue on my path of like learning about who I am and feeling good. The best way that I can do that is by sharing it with you guys and hopefully inspiring other people out there to do the same thing, because it really is liberating. Like, getting your emotions together in yourself and recognizing what toxic behaviors you have with yourself truly, truly, truly will wipe out all the other toxic behaviors that other people are contributing to your life. It's not your fault. Like, it's no one's fault. We're all walking around just living day to day, not really realizing what's affecting us or what we have going on or what we're allowing our minds to make up for us. We don't know, and you can't know until you know. But once you know, it's hella freeing. Like, I just feel like everything is gonna be all right. Everything is all right. Like, I feel like everything is all right. I've noticed I haven't had really any anxiety. I do still get stressed and I do still get upset about some things, but it's much easier for me to kind of calm myself out of it and to get back to the emotional state that I want to be in. The only thing I'm for sure struggling with is not allowing other people's energies to affect me, because girl. So that's definitely something that I'm going to work on. Once I figure that out, I will for sure share that with you guys, because we just trying to be some peaceful ass bitches. Peaceful ass bitches. I feel like I'm like hella bright right now. I'm going to put some gloss on this because you got to. You got to. Wow. Every time I put on like color on my lips, I'm reminded of how big they actually are. Like, woo! Got them lips. All right, guys, that's it. That's all that I have for you today. I hope that this video was helpful and it made sense. I am definitely going to work on the format of this a little bit more, because I feel like I kind of go off on tangents because I get so focused on my makeup, but I do want to make my message more clear. Or maybe it already is clear. I don't know. You tell me. But I am super excited to be doing this more every Monday and just taking you guys on my self-development journey with me to become some peaceful ass bitches. Like, we gonna be some peaceful ass bitches. Peaceful ass bitches. Peaceful. Moral of this video, though, is you have to find love in yourself and work on the relationship you have with yourself to better be able to see every other relationship around you. And once you get all that toxicity out of you against you, then you'll be able to see it better with other people. All of the products and everything that I use, I will be sure to put down below in the description box in case you guys are wondering what I have on my face. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you stay and subscribe and come back and see me next Monday. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!